Hi there, welcome to this Audition primer, Adobe Audition. This is what the program looks like. If yours looks different than this, if you want, you can go to Window, Workspace, Default, and that will change up the various components of the screen to look like mine does here. So there's multiple ways to get started in Audition. There's waveforms and multi-tracks. And if you start a waveform, it'll offer you the option to make a new audio file, and we'll call it tutorial. And we'll get this timeline here. And in this timeline, we can either record our audio with this red record button, hello, or if we wanted, we can also grab audio that we have already recorded, maybe from your phone or from somewhere else, and drag that in here, and we can drag this into our timeline, and that will just open up the waveform of that file. So the waveform is this that we're looking at right now, this blobby thing. Hello. I'm playing that just with my space bar. You can also hit the play button right here. Hello. So to read this, left to right is time, and the y-axis, it's called decibels. It's the volume, the size of the sound wave, the height of it. Sound is just the jiggling of air molecules next to each other. So when you hit something, it will contract and stretch the air molecules next to it. It'll just make them go crazy and jiggle, and that jiggling will jiggle the molecules next to it and jiggle the molecules next to it. And so you get this propagation of the sound waves, and then when that hits your ear, you hear it. So here in the waveform, we see that represented with jiggles. If we zoom in here with this upper timeline by grabbing the handle on the side of it and squeezing in, we can see that each of these jiggles here represents a jiggle in the air. The height of the wave refers to how far that jiggle has to travel. It's called the amplitude. And the nearer together the waves are on this screen is how fast it's happening, because remember the x-axis is time, so the closer together in time they are, the faster it's jiggling. The important takeaway really is just that the taller the wave is, the louder it is. You've been seeing that I've been clicking around the timeline here, and this red line with the blue hat has been moving with it. This is just called the playhead. It's kind of just like if you have text and your blinking cursor shows you where you are in the text. In the same way, the playhead shows you where you are in the time of the audio, and as you hit play, you can see it's moving along. Hello. Hello. Hello! So this is the waveform view. Another way that we can look at the audio is in the spectral frequency display. And if you drag up from this little dividing line right here, you see little dots on this gray bar, we can drag that up and see the spectral frequency. This is another way of looking at the audio. So in this view, the x-axis is still time, but the y-axis is now frequency, how quickly the jiggles in the air are happening, which is pitch. So the higher up you go, the higher pitch it is, the lower down you go, the lower pitch it is. And color represents the volume. So black represents no audio, purple represents quiet, and orange into bright yellow is the loudest audio, which makes sense because my quietest hello is the darkest, and then it gets brighter and brighter as I get louder and louder. Hello. Hello. Hello! Something that I'll mention now is you might have noticed that there are two spectral frequencies and two waveforms. Those just represent the left and right ears. Something that's cool to notice in the spectral frequency display is that your voice is not just one frequency. It's many, many frequencies. And you might have also noticed that in here, there are these bands in my voice which seem to be louder than the frequencies in between the bands. And these are called harmonics. Harmonics are frequencies that are heard at interval multiples above the fundamental frequency. The fundamental frequency is just the lowest frequency in the sound. In this case, it'd be this one that you can see at the bottom. If we record a guitar, then we can see the fundamental frequency and the harmonics really clearly. This lowest note right here is the fundamental frequency, and each of these frequencies on top of it are integer multiples of the frequency. So for example, if the fundamental frequency were 5 hertz, then it would go 5 hertz, 10 hertz, 15 hertz, 20 hertz, 25 hertz, and so on. In the spectral frequency display, you can click and drag to draw selection boxes, which will only select certain frequencies. So if we want to just play the fundamental frequency, we can highlight it and hit play, or the space bar. The relative loudness of a sound's harmonics gives a sound its timbre, which is its recognizable quality. Another way that we can look at the spectrum of frequencies is by selecting our audio, going up to Window, and then Frequency Analysis. And we can do Scan Selection with our selection highlighted. The x-axis is the frequencies that are represented in the audio we selected, and the y-axis is how loud they are. So on the left we have the low sounds, and on the right we have the high sounds. And we can see that there are each of these individual spikes, and those are the same spikes that we can see in the spectral frequency display. This is really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Audition. There's a ton of effects you can apply up here, from EQ, which allows you to change the volumes of the various frequencies in your audio, to reverb, which makes it sound like there's some echo, or you can use the program to restore audio.
Clicking on the Plots tab to open the Plots pane.
Here you can hear that there's noise in the background, kind of windy sounds and car sounds maybe.
Clicking on the Plots tab to open the Plots pane.
And you can hear this popping, windy sound coming from her mouth. So we can fix a couple of things about this audio. We can fix the background noise by selecting this excess, which has no one talking, but does have that car sound, and use that as a template to tell Audition what we don't want in the audio. So we can select it all, and then right click and say Capture Noise Print, and then select the whole audio, and go to Effects, Noise Reduction Process. And then here we have a window. You don't need to worry about what it does for now. And you can see a bunch of this excess noise from the right is gone, and also in the bottom here. And then we can go in and look at where these pops are coming from.
By clicking on the Plots tab,
we can see that there's this big puff of air right here that's causing this sound.
Plots tab. Open the Plots tab to open the Plots pane. Plots pane to open. Plots tab to open the Plots pane. Plots tab to open the Plots pane.
So this has been a little introduction to Adobe Audition. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you mess around with the software because that's the best way to get to know it.